Hi everyone, today we'll be continuing of our French-wheeled reconnaissance vehicle EBR-75 with a turret FL-10 with a 75mm gun, model in 1/35 scale, HobbyBoss, with a small upgrades. First of all is such a dust cover on a turret that I made from a latex glove in previous video. And such a process and all previous work is available on the links that I leave somewhere under this video. And I want to add one more crucial thing in addition to previous work: casting marks on armor that modelers usually make with the help of putty for plastic models and extra thin modeling glue. So I prepare such a mix. It will be my first attempt in my modeling hobby with such a technology, so the result may be not very successful, but anyway we try to do that. At first I put my mixture on a place which is hidden from our views, and it seems that everything okay, so let's try to apply our mixture on a visible part. So it's light after war vehicle with a thin cast armor of turret and a thin welded armor of the hull, so that means that casting marks shouldn't be too much visible, too much roughly. I start my process with the turret, and as I say earlier, I don't want to achieve too much visible result in this process. So my mix of putty and a glue is razor thin than thick. That means if casting marks would be not enough visible, you can always repeat the procedure. But if the result will be the opposite one, you can sand a little bit this putty with a sandpaper. I decided to cover almost all the turret except some edges and panels with such a thin layer of putty, and I like this process. So I add small amount of putty on the hull too. So let's make a small summary on this process. You can do casting marks with one or even two or three layers to achieve the result that you want. You can make your mixture thin or more thicker if you want, and you can also regulate the final view of your casting marks with a sanding paper. For my first attempt, as it's a light vehicle, I choose one thin layer. I'm not sure how it would be under the layers of primer and further camouflage colors, but at least I improve my skills with such a technique, and that's good. Let's go to another details. In the last video we talked about handler for a gun that represented in this kit with such an unfolded detail, and I want to fold it, because I want to represent our vehicle not in transport position, but in a deployed one. So for such a purpose I divided this handler with the modeling knife on three parts. Add one straight part on a model. From the second one I removed this handler, plastic handler, because it's not very realistic, and I replace it with such a banded metallic part. I use for this purpose extra pieces of metallic photo-etched plate that left from one of my previous projects. Apply all this stuff, all these details of the handler on the hull, also add small fixators for them, and this is what I wanted to receive with this handler. Looking good as for me. Moving forward, these plastic triplexes unfortunately don't have transparent details like an option, so I paint this plastic somehow. What about sides of commander's cupola? First of all, we have to add here defense for triplexes. From such a plastic details I put them with the help of extra thin modeling glue as usual. What about of triplexes? Well, I try to imitate them from such a film from ordinary CD disc. One more upgrade, add such a gills for air intaker that was absent in the model, but it exists in a real prototype. Create it from transparent plastic parts. We reveal how it looks like after the layer of primer. What about painting? In this video we start this process. We apply a primer. For more convenient process of painting and primering, I put all wheels on a toothpicks, also put tires on a such a tube that I found somewhere in my room, and also add toothpicks as the handlers for the turret, but I'm not sure that this is a good solution. But what will work is such a handler from a package of pills. I add here a little bit of tape, and this will be a great handler during the painting process for a hull. Scale model was degreased with white spirit from Tikurila, and now I can apply the red-brown Vallejas primer. This stage is valuable for several reasons. First of all, primer improves adhesion for acrylic paints on the plastic surfaces. Second reason, primer reveals all previous work, and first of all is what important for us is casting markings and latex dust cover. So here is the result of our first painting process after the layer of the red-brown primer. Air intaker gills, now they are visible, looks good. If we talk about casting marks, they, yes, visible, but just a little. But I think that that is okay, it's not a problem. For heavy tanks, yes, because they have thick armor, massive cast parts maybe. Our vehicle is light, with a thin armor. At least we didn't mess up the model and improve our skills a little. The same story we can say about the chipping process. On a model it's better less chipping than over chipping, because it's always easier to add something than remove something, well, at least in scale models. Casting marks around the gun on the turret is better and more visible, like in a real prototype, because it's the biggest cast part on this vehicle. So our primering process shows that there is no other defects in these models, and that's good. That means that we can finally add here a basic coat of color, which will be olive green or something like that, kinda this photo. And very soon I hope this project will be finished. Thank you for support, for watching, good luck and bye guys!